What if you could lie to reality and make those lies come true? What if you could lie to objects and places and change them? What if you could lie to people and have them believe you? And what if you could lie to the past and change the present? Would you? To save the universe? To save yourself?
Hello, this is Dirty 20 Gaming. My name is Kevin, and these amazing and wonderful people have agreed to join me tonight to play a game, and that makes me happy. These people are, tonight, yay, some new people for this particular game. Let's start with the one that is only slightly new, because they've been here once before. Bison, tell them about
That's me.
yourself. Yeah.
I spend a lot of friggin' time here. I'm here 3 nights a week. Saturdays, I play Sid Brimlock in our necrobiotic game Dead to Rights. On Wednesdays, I play Linus Longshadow on our D&D 5e game Sudden Heroes. And on Tuesday, I run my own game. For some reason, 5 people have decided that they want to play Cyberpunk with me, and so we do. Carnage Heights, Tuesday night, 6 p.m. That's me.
You've made a hell of an impression on the players and the neighborhood in the game. Next, let's go with the Blaze of Gloriosa.
Hello, I am Blaze of Gloriosa, also known as just Gloriosa. I am here almost as much as Bison is. Sundays for Maiko in our Source Without Number. Mondays for Buffy as a witch-ish. Witch-ish as a book nerd. And Wednesday with Linus as Lilvari. And now today I'm here.
Ta-da! Yay!
Ta-da.
Which brings us all the way around to the na Bat Kyle.
I do things.
Yes, and are sometimes seen
Just kidding.
doing these things. Yes.
Right now, I'm actually here the least out of anybody because I'm just here for the Monday Grave New World game as Jacob King, the half demon with visionary migraines. And quite a hankering for the stickiest of the icky. Probably to deal with the migraines. Besides that, I'm sure another game will come along. I'll run something or join something permanently, but otherwise I'm here tonight.
Hey.
Wonderful. And that leaves us with anybody else who wants to be here tonight who isn't already. Go to our Discord. Join it. It's an incredibly wondrous place. They really are a bunch of nice people there, and we help each other a lot. Friends first, gamers after. With that, we're going to talk about the virtual tabletop of choice that you kind of see a picture of in the corner there is Roll20. The art that you see tonight, all the cutaways and the stuff from the intros is all from the actual manual for the game we're playing tonight, which is Stealing Stories for the Devil. But before we get to that, a thing happened. A while ago, we saw on this channel one of those little flippy inside-out octopus things. And on one side, it's a very happy octopus. You flip it inside out, and it's a very sad octopus or a very angry octopus. Well, I said something about that and something about Pac-Man, and one of the amazing people in our chat, Deku Lily, did not that, but there's like all of them. These are hand crocheted.
So stinking cute.
And I'm not done yet because, as we all know, when Pac-Man eats the pellet, 3D Pac-Man 3D pellet, the ghosts do that.
God,
run
and they're
away.
so big.
And they're the
So
perfect
awesome.
size for hands. Now, here's the thing. If, unfortunate pack person, appear to this goat without biting that, it turns out that they can actually eat them. So I could
Just
not be
happened
happier.
to be the right size.
Deku, this has made me literally laugh out loud for days and days and days.
days.
This is just
Yes.
I'm amazed. Thank you. So, enough about me. Let's do this game. Let's start. We're going to start tonight with a bit of a prequel. The Celeste, the ship that all of you are from. The ship that left Earth in 38 something and was intended to travel around for 500 years looking at new universes and planets and all sorts of things, and for a period of time did. You or your ancestors, depending on your whether you slept or not, actually saw those places. You were actually there. The ship that took you there when it was broken, or as it turns out, lied to, came back to Earth, but not when it left. It came back in the 21st century. It came back, in fact, in the year 2023. In that ship, a number of missions have been sent out. However, the Celeste themselves is working with less than perfect information, because as each mission ends, everything about it is essentially deleted from history, except for the memories of the team that were there. And another key exception, but we'll get to them in a minute. One way to see the command center of the Celeste, it's a collection of AIs that work communally, is as, well, we've already seen two of them as white mice. Think of it as a whole group of white mice sitting around a small table having full British tea and chatting. It's how it normally works. But today, sort of halfway through the second cucumber sandwich, there's a shudder, like almost like lag on your computer. There's sort of, and then it continues on. But in that split second of that judder, a decision was made by all of them, but it was changed a little bit by that reaction. So instead of the normally balanced one of each teams, one plotter, one planner, one schemer, it didn't quite work out that way this time. The three of you, let's do them one at a time. Brad, you've been here before.
Yeah.
This happened before. So the second time now, your fake 21st century phone goes off. Beep. You look down and it says, report to the office. It's the same office that you were asked to go to last time they sent you down to Earth.
Okay.
It's only been a couple days. So real quick, what have you been doing? And then we'll get you there.
What has Brad been doing? Well, he's been lying to non-liar members of the crew
Okay.
to get stuff for his room. So
okay.
when the camera comes into his room as he's like getting ready, he's listening to 21st century music.
Yep.
He's got posters of himself on the wall.
Of course he does.
He's got a little figurine that he got from some rocker
Yeah.
from the 21st century, and he's like in the process of repainting it.
To look like
But-
himself.
Yep, but those
Yep.
paints are under a blanket. You can't see them. He's hidden those.
Okay.
You can't let him. Nobody needs to know about that.
Right. So just as you're about to put those amazing eyebrows on, your pinger pings. And do you head off in that direction?
He finishes the song
Yeah.
and then he goes.
Okay. So as you head through the ship, you notice it's much quieter than usual. In fact, you don't see a single solitary crew member the whole trip. And we're going to leave you standing just outside that door. Lenaris. Couple questions first.
Go for it.
Are you a sleeper or are you a scion?
A scion.
A scion. So you do not have those memories of the 38th century, but they exist as sort of a mythical folklore. Plus, you know it's real. There's people that you talk to every day that slept, that just woke up. But yours is a slightly different world. You're one of the few that can lie. You know that. But when your device goes off and it says report to this address on the ship, the only clue as to what might be going on is that it's from way up on the chain of command, multiple levels above your grade of pay, as it were. How do you respond to that?
So Loniris has been enjoying some downtime. I think when the call comes in, because it's not like during a night cycle or anything, right?
No.
One hopes. So she has been like passing some time. I think she's probably playing like poker or something
Okay.
with like a few of the crewmates.
Yeah.
And she's got like, they've been playing with like just little like, I don't know, little pieces of paper or maybe
Yep.
like tokens or something. Like it's not for real money.
Yeah.
But she's still got a pile in front of her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Celeste can print you out as many poker tokens or fake Earth money as you want. So
And
it can
she's
even be
like-
real Earth money if you want.
She's like looking at the little pager and she's like looking at her pile and being like, oh, I haven't been on a winning streak like that in a while. But she gets up and she's like, I'm out.
Just before you walk away, what kind of liar are you?
A plotter.
A plotter. So that means that you lie to the
Time.
so
To-
you lie
to
to
the
the
past.
past. So I know there's certain kinds can't lie on the Celeste, but I'm gonna ask you a question. Would you like to lie to the past and tell me a sentence that changes everything and means the game ends now?
The rules are that I can lie to, like, I can change actions and not only events, right? And not things.
Yeah.
Okay.
But an
Um,
event, so an event. So yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's just going to be super simple.
Yes.
And it's going to be that, Lenny Bruce over there didn't take quite so long to figure out if he was going to hold or fold or whatever.
Mhm.
I don't know how to play poker.
It's all good. Yeah.
But he didn't debate quite so long, and so the hand is just finishing up instead,
Yeah.
and Leniris is just pulling.
So you're just gonna
Her.
cash out and go. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to get that in there so you can get an idea. Another one, an example that was used in the book actually, would have been something like, you agreed, because that's an event. You agreed to play till 9:30, and it's 9:30. Right. Just to give you, I'm just offering an ideas because this game is so weird and so different. I just want to give you some ideas of how to, how to look at telling these lies. So yes,
So-
finger in the air. Yes, let's have a
Yeah.
discussion about this.
Do I have to? So I thought. So do I have to roll for, like? So
Yes.
bringing that into existence
Yes.
means that I like have to kind of take some
Yes.
blowback from
Yes,
reality
exactly.
because
We're gonna
reality
do
doesn't
that.
like that.
We're gonna do
right?
that right now.
Okay.
That was your one. The hand ends, and therefore you can end the game. That's an easy lie. That's easy. So
Really minor.
So the hurdle, perfect for this tutorial moment of the game, is 1-2. So as long as you don't roll a 0, you're going to be okay here, which is good because you're good at lying, which means you roll a d8. Because you're by yourself, nobody's going to offer you any help, and you don't really have a tool that could increase your chances right now. So 1d8 for us, please.
And I just need to not roll a 0 on my d8.
Yes. Well, if you roll a 1 or a 2, you're going to still take the damage. So
Okay, so I rolled a 4.
a 4, that is double the success, the
Oh, it's
hurdle,
woohoo. It's
and therefore
woohoo, right?
is a success. And look at this tutorial going the right way. So not only does the hand end and you haul in the money,
Yeah, what?
you're sort of looking at like, we should end now. You look around the table, they're all down to such itty bitty little piles. And they're all like, I'm going home. And they all just sort of take their last little bit of money and head out of your room.
And Leniris feels not even a small twinge of guilt. They
Nope.
knew what they were getting into.
Absolutely. Yep. So they head out of your room, and your pinger pings again.
Oh, I'm coming. Coming already.
And once, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, do they each have like their own like quarters? Like, is this her space or is this shared space?
This room sort of is yours, and then the whole the Scion area is. It's like houses inside a relatively common space. So everybody's got their own private space, but it's more like a three-dimensional city growth inside this massive ship. But the Celeste is epically large. You could easily never see the same person twice, and that's just in the Scion section.
That's freaking amazing. I love that. Anyway,
Mhm.
so her area is like full of plants. Like
Yep.
there are vines creeping across the ceiling. Like
Yep.
you can't see the ceiling. The light is like almost like greenish brownish tinged
I love
because like over the lights
Yep.
has grown these vines. And then like all around, like there's like a giant preserved corpse flower, so it doesn't like let off the scent.
Yep.
But it's like it's there and it's huge, and it's like in a place of pride above her bed. And like, so she's got like some orchids, and she's got some like miniature pines or something. Like it's all
Yep.
different like biomes. But like there's not a single space. It's all curated. It's not a mess. It's just a lot.
Yes.
And it's all very carefully laid out and curated and cultivated. And she's quite proud of her plant collection.
Absolutely, because the only other real plants on this ship are going to be the occasional plant somebody might have, but 99% of it's going to be like hydroponics being grown for food, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
She's collected or inherited, I guess, like soil samples,
Yep.
all sorts of stuff like that.
Well,
Anyway,
yeah, the 38th century is so advanced they would have, taken samples of the seeds and can reconstruct them for you on demand. So
mhm.
you could get plants from places you've never been even.
Well, and I meant that they're actually like in little terraria. They're not
yeah.
like hydroponic. They're
Yeah.
not
Yes. Yeah.
like so it's like it's this. Have you ever seen like a snake collector's collection? Because
Yep.
it's like that.
Yep. Gotcha. Absolutely.
Somebody's real serious about it.
Perfect.
Yeah, so she's just gonna like, I'm coming, and like leave her little haven.
Yeah.
And make her way downtown.
Once you get out of Scion Zone and into the old parts of the Celeste where the sleepers kind of stayed, you see this again. There's nobody here. You don't get up here often, but there should be people around, but there's nobody until you come around the last corner and you see sunglasses, glitter, and fake leather standing in front of the same door you're headed to.
And Lanai is
And a
about
mohawk.
medium height.
Yeah.
So she's like 5'6", 5'7".
Yep.
Long red hair. She's got the green streaks in her hair.
Mhm.
She tends to wear like kind of like a body, like a martial arts kind of bodysuit thing.
Yeah.
She also she's muscular. She's very trim. She keeps in shape. She's fit. And because I'm a sucker for like the fantasy trope,
Yes.
she's wearing like the power boots, and they're like clomp, 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 but they are high heeled
Yes. Yes.
because I'm a sucker for that.
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
I've had those on several characters. Thank you, Hero Forge, for the character art. I forgot that in the intros. Perfect. So you come around the corner and see that Griffin McAllister, doing his best
God,
Chewbacca
what time is it?
impression. He rolls out of bed. Yep.
Yeah. What time is it? Now, while Griff tries to get his bearings a little bit, I would also point out that it's probably Griff's fault that this team is not actually all that balanced. There are just some people who don't understand the art of making deals and negotiation, and Griff really didn't want to be asleep if they weren't and easily identifiable. So he may have greased some palms and done some favors and talked a couple people into putting him under something other than Griff. At least until he wakes up.
Okay. All right.
So it'll be a stretch and a welcome, Mark Griffin McAllister.
Perfect. Yep.
Oh yeah.
How's it going, Mark?
You will never know this.
So you you wake up in let's do this right for this is perfect. You weren't one of the first ones up. So you wake up and it's kind of like as you're defrosting, so to speak, your brain comes online first, but it's not getting much input, and then your eyes start to focus, and it's almost like a video history starts playing in front of you that brings you up to speed on what happened. It's not 3800. You haven't been to multiple planets.
Skip.
It's 2023 and you're stuck here.
Now, call me crazy, but I was pretty certain that time travel wasn't on the brochure.
That is correct. The universe would have to have been lied to for that to happen. The scale of that lie is truly epic.
Yeah.
I like this. It brings you up to speed right away. It's like, wow, that's a big fucking lie.
That is a huge fucking lie. And a very inconvenient lie. I don't want to go back to 2023. Oh, God. All right, well. Yeah.
Yep.
Hold on. He's going to do some stretches, a bit of calisthenics.
Yep.
He's going to, open his little cargo compartment, slide into one of his nice, nifty suits. That is one thing that the 2020s back then, they had some really nice suits, and Griff is a man who likes a good suit, so he slides
Fair
into
enough,
like a it's basically a replicated Savile Row job, absolutely perfectly tailored.
Yep.
Oxfords, not brogues,
Yep.
of course.
Yep.
Got the power tie.
Yep.
And checks to make sure his hair is just right, because first impressions are incredibly important when you're conning somebody.
Yes.
Or I'm sorry, when you're discussing the merits of your point of view with somebody. And then he'll just kind of go, all right, where am I going? Step outside, start taking a walk, and notice that things are probably not the way they were when he went into the pod.
It's absolutely empty. There's not a soul anywhere.
I swear to God, if I'm the last one alive, I'm going to steer this thing right into the planet. I don't have time for this.
And you come around the corner and see the two of them. Somebody put a thing in a thing. What do you need to? What would add? Go.
I just was wondering if there was, when somebody else tells a lie, other than things being strange like that, is there a way to tell, like, do you sense a ripple in reality? Or if somebody lies and you aren't part of their party or what, like, how does that appear to me when somebody else lies?
It's a good question. You see the effects and you don't know who's doing it, but if you know the people around you, you could figure it out. Like, oh, somebody is lying. That person believes something that no reasonable person would believe. Somebody has lied to them. It'd probably be less obvious with things like their gun jammed, right? Because that's something that somebody current can do. So
there is no telltale ripple or
no, there's
itch
nothing
at the back
visual.
here. Okay.
Although one thing, one way to find out if somebody is a liar is you cannot lie to a liar, including yourself. So those of you that, especially this is, again, easier for the schemers, walk up to somebody and say, you believe your hair is on fire. And if they don't go, they're a liar, because you can't lie to them, right?
Griff is going to pause and just kind of eye the cyberpunk atomic wasteland
Yep.
extras.
Yep.
Like, not extras with speaking lines, though. These are definitely like just the background extras you see going from like mud
Ouch.
hut to
Ouch.
corrugated steel hut
Yes.
in the back. Is my
Nova's doing a little dance as he's waiting. He's clearly listening to something,
Yeah.
which is why he hasn't said anything yet. He's just like,
I'm going
when he does open his eyes, he's actually looking at both of them with the pure black of the what is it, the nano scanning what's
Yep.
Yeah, Griff is doing the same thing. He's just
Yeah.
like, all right, so
Just scanning
What do
each
we
other.
have here?
Yeah.
Well, and what does Nova look like? What's what?
Nova's of average height. His hair is in a mohawk that is pulsating electric yellow and blue. His eyebrows are doing the same thing. His teeth are gold, and his the jacket that he's got has like this you know, the Starfield screensaver from Windows. It's like that, and then it says in like comic book, like 60s Batman, Adam West, it says his name, Brad Nova,
Yep.
on the back.
If we were on Earth, it would be bedazzled.
Yep.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The little rhinestones and
Yep.
shit.
There you go, Griff. There's your there. Yeah, the door opens up in front of you, Brad Nova,
Yeah.
and Linares. The two of you can see in. Griff, you're still a couple steps down the hall doing the nose squeeze. Let's start with the two at the door. Do you guys head in or
Sure.
step through the
Sure.
door? Yep. Griff, the two of them step through the door ahead of you.
was hoping they were just kind of hanging out and maybe doing a drug deal or something, and then they were gonna move on to Hoover their Schneef or whatever they're into. But
Whatever the kids do these days.
whatever the kids do these days, yes. Yeah, he's just going to wander in.
Okay.
It's
So you
well,
sort of-
forced right in with a purpose.
There you go. Striding
CEO
boldly
power
forth.
walk. Just
Excellent. You walk in to take over the room as we begin Act 1. Finally.
The corpo butt stick shuffle.
As you step into the room, it's a fairly normal sort of conference room. Big fancy table, chairs down both sides that nobody ever uses, and in the middle of the big table, a holographic display. You're used to seeing the Celeste represent as two white mice wearing togas. This time when the hologram pops into position, it's one white mouse and one gray one with a black ear that's got a bite out of it. That particular one won't make eye contact. It keeps just like almost hiding behind the other one and looking at the table. That mouse is smaller as well. The other one kind of looks and then looks up at you and is clearly trying to pretend like nothing's wrong and says, "A Hellenistic era hemicyclium sundial changes the time of day and the zone of influence depending on how it is lit."
Everything okay, little mousy
Yes.
dude?
and if my grandmother had wheels instead of hands and feet, she could have been a bike. I'm not. What are you getting at here?
Things are very much not okay, and I paused because I was waiting to be updated. The sundial is the keystone of an arched entrance into the stands of a historic college football stadium. And at that point, they freeze up completely and then start moving in judders, and then they come back for to being able to move again, and it looks like he's about to open his mouth and speak again.
Nova smacks the table
Where
where he
trying to
thinks the
reset it. Yeah.
projector is.
A figure walks through the walls. I don't mean through a door. I mean literally through a wall. I'll show that to the
Is this
audience.
unusual?
Yes, all of that is
Okay.
unusual. Usually those two mice would be perfectly fluent and ahead of the game and no lag, and things are very, very wrong.
No, well, and the walking through wall, I just
Oh,
wanted to
that's
make sure
also
that was-
yeah. This is odd in the extreme. Not only do they walk through the walls, they look like a 90s salesperson. They've got the little goat and mustache. They've got the slicked back hair, the dress shirt with the tie and the tie clip and the pleated pants that have the cuff on the bottom. Yeah, all of that. They look like they are ready to sell you $3,000 home sound system. And they just walk through the wall, and the mice just go, "Oh, good, you're here. You tell them."
Who invited Best Buy?
Brad, you've seen
Um,
this guy before. This is the
yeah,
rogue, the
actually-
devil, or whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, actually, when the mouse
Yeah.
acknowledges the devil.
The mouse froze. The mice froze last time. Like he stopped time before he came in. This time
Mhm.
they're aware of him.
You up on your game there, Big D? Change the voice again.
Yes, okay. There's a grin, and he looks down at the mice and looks at the gray and black one, and just kind of looks back at you, Brad, and then at the other two. The rest of the Aberdant. Oh, by the way, I'm one of them for the two of you. Hello. You can call me the devil, the rogue, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But you asked, and back to Brad, the rest of the Aberdant will be watching you and watching this item. They put it there. Remember, these things are theirs. If we don't collect enough of them, the universe will break and it will be replaced by one of their design. There's something called a bowl game coming up. There will be close to 100,000 drunken college students in that stadium. No one is going to notice the three of you. We need you to get that arch, the keystone, out of that arch and bring it out of the zone of improbability. He looks down at the mice. That wasn't that difficult, was it?
What campus?
And I very carefully didn't pick one today because I didn't want to go actually and do anything specific. So I'll do it on the spot. Connecticut? Yeah, University of Connecticut. Their stadium, the famous, historic Connecticut football team stadium. You're looking it up, aren't you? I saw the
Can
screen
I?
change.
No, I opened a notepad to make
Oh,
the
okay.
notes.
Okay, me too. Yes.
So
Linares?
can I do the whole lie to the past thing when they say that? and-
Not as of yet. We're not
Okay.
technically in the game. But
Oh.
what we are about to do is start the weird part of Act 1, where for a moment you stop being your characters and start being the players playing them, and look down at your sheet and see the things that you are good and very good at. And when I start telling you truths about this place, you can't change, you can't deny them, but you can add to them or adjust them. So the easiest way is to show, I think. The first thing, he looks at you, the rogue looks at you again, and he says, here's what we know. The changes affect the visible world and the passage of time. So every time the lighting on this thing changes and the time of day changes, it moves the clock forward that many hours. They've been through 12 years in one semester.
But the day of the bowl game, it's supposed to be really overcast. Really, really overcast. We're talking incredibly heavy cloud cover.
I.e. no shadows. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. That is exactly the kind of response that we want. So yeah, you and again, you don't have to tell these lies, and they don't have to be your specific kind of lie. You don't, like, if you're a schemer, you don't have to lie to people at this point. You can just lie or add. That's one.
Wait, where do we know where the thingy is? The sundial?
It's in a stadium. There's the field, and then the stadium kind of, is a bowl shape around it, and there's archways, so that you come through the stadium and into the seating area. One of those archways, it's the keystone of that.
And a sundial will indicate which one. I
Yeah,
guess.
only one of them is going to look like a sundial. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, okay, I was just going to add the second part of that. Each time one of these full year, this means that everyone in this area is aging at an outrageous rate, and they're not even aware of it. What would somebody like to add to that? Or you can just take that and tell me something else about this world.
The two teams that are playing have a bitter rivalry that goes back years.
Well, what did Linares? you
Yeah,
had one?
let's say,
Were you-
Linares, what was yours?
That the sundial archway thing is also aging, so it is aging alongside these students, people, and the grout, not
Yeah.
grout.
Yeah, grout, patina,
Yeah.
stuff like
The-
that.
The
Mortar.
the mortar.
The
yeah.
mortar is kind of disintegrating along with
So the
the
arch.
aging.
So the arch is weak. Is it okay if we use that one instead? Okay.
Yeah.
and
Are you good
we
with
can
that?
still
Okay.
well, we can still add yours to the next one, right? So let's keep moving because I got a couple more. The keystone that you're looking for does weigh 75 kilos. That's about 170 pounds for our American friends. And it is 1 meter, just short of a yard, tall. So it's quite, and they sort of sketch it out in space in front of them, it's quite large and heavy. You want to go with the one you came up with last time now, Bison? Or change, now that you have a little more information?
No, that one still works.
Okay.
Figure out how to do that one.
So what was it again?
They're playing their division rivals.
Rivals. Big rivals. And therefore lots of crowd raunchiness.
Mhm.
I see where you're going. All right.
Plenty of opportunity for chaos.
Yes.
No,
Oh, and the arch you're looking for will have a marching band just sort of under and behind it waiting to come out during halftime.
Little do they know that they've actually marked the wrong arch.
Okay?
So they are waiting behind or around a different arch.
Perfect. Yep, absolutely. Now, we are out of the ones that I have technically written down. So I can, at this point, anytime after I say one, because I get the first one and the last one, you can say, stop, and we start to get the next act, or you can keep adding. So the one that I am going to add next is there's a storm coming, a lightning storm. And I'm building that off of your clouds. That's not even out of nowhere. So, so now, as a community of the three of you, do you want to add to that? And if so, what? You can bandy ideas about at this point.
I would say, if everybody else is agreeable, that there's actually the weather man has actually indicated that there's a strong chance that thunderstorm is going to move off to the west before it hits the bowl.
Okay.
It's not a guarantee, but there's a strong chance because it's the weatherman, so you can never trust 100% what they say.
Yes.
Is that acceptable to everybody, or should we just end it and move on?
Okay. So the storm is moving away. Okay. Or seems to be moving away. Absolutely. And I will add then. someone else is in. Oh, what a bastard. Somebody else is in the stadium intending to commit murder. Ooh. Ooh. Ethical paradox. Add a thing or just let it go. Because
Attending doesn't mean they're going to succeed.
nope, that's all. No, it's just attempt. Yeah, they intend murder.
Does anyone have anything to add to that?
And the only thing I can think of to add to that is that they're incredibly inept.
Before you choose to add, I will remind our viewers and tell you guys, the split second you get the key object out of the zone of influence, everything resets. Nobody
that
remembers. Nobody remembers anything. Anybody that died is back alive. It basically, time goes back to where it was when the event started. So they will all go back to their original ages. They'll only ever remember being at one football game, not a game that lasted for 15 years. They'll never remember getting old. Even the Celeste, even the AI in the Celeste does not remember. The only people that remember are the people on that mission and the devil.
We undo the glitch in the Matrix.
Yes.
Yep. Which may or may not stop this person from killing, but
Even if they
obviously,
do, it will reset.
yeah,
Right.
if they do, it'll reset. I mean, they might still go there planning to kill someone, but that's just the course of history, and we're trying to set things on the way they're supposed to be.
So, Bison, you wanted to cause chaos, so I'm thinking that the person intending murder, their target, their intended target, is like the quarterback of one of the teams
Or the mascot.
or the mascot.
Mascot.
I like
Oh,
that better.
The mascot? Okay. Okay. Wow.
Are we good with that?
I like it.
I'm good with it, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay. That's so good. I'm not going to counter it. We're going to leave that. I'm going to give you guys the last one because that's just too
Means
good.
I'm looking for a mascot costume.
So now we do this weird fall through the ceiling thing where we were above it and now we fall through it. And the three of you as characters look down at all this information that we just put together, which I'm going to quickly just go through real quick once again. The changes have affected the visible world and the passage of time. Each time of day that it goes around, each year costs a year. The dial weighs 75 kilos and is 1 meter long. A marching band is in the hall behind the arch waiting to do a halftime show. There's a lightning storm coming and someone in the stadium intending to commit murder. Also, this is it's overcast, so it's cloudy and no shadows. The mortar is aging and the arch is therefore weak. The rival teams are causing outrageous raunchiness in the stands. The band is at the wrong arch, so that's going to have effects beyond just you having access to the one you need to get to. The storm appears to be moving away, and the target of the assassination is one of the mascots.
We don't know which one.
No. With that, the devil looks back at the two mice, says, "So, do you think you can manage to teleport, or shall I do that too?" And the one in the back starts to shrink even more, and the parts that were gray start to get darker, and the parts that were white start to get gray, and the parts that were black start to get gray, like from age, and it starts showing wrinkles and shame, and the ears are curling up. The other one says, yes, and the last thing the three of you see is the devil just shaking his head at these two mice standing under the table, and three of you find yourselves standing just outside the tailgate party to end all tailgate parties. It has technically been going on for 15 years.
There are drifts
They
of Miller
never
Lite
run out of
cans
hot
and-
dogs. They never run out of it's just it's almost like a wall around the place of cans and bottles and broken glass and broken people. And thank you for the band in chat. But with that, the storm crumbling in the distance, the high cloud above you, chants from the two university groups inside. The game is going to start in about 5 minutes. You can hear the bands playing. Act 2. Now, remember those cards that you've got.
Yep.
Play those cards in this
I'm-
act or the next. And the more of them
Playing
you
one
play,
right away.
excellent. I'm going to very quickly.
And
do
that
this.
card is I studied for this test.
Excellent. The movie
I
based on
remember
that.
something important, maybe about this game, or I don't know, but I know something important.
Oh, beautiful.
Critical.
I almost let's play this way. I have an idea of what you might know about this game, but you tell me first, and you tell me yours. I'll tell you mine, and we'll pick the one we like best. So
Okay, so the big thing about this game is that it was almost interrupted because the stadium was so packed. Some of the older architecture didn't hold up. They had to do some immediate,
Okay.
emergency, get some girders and such in place to hold stuff. And
so it was overpacked and a safety issue. Okay.
yes,
My thing that you remembered was this is a blowout and all blowouts. It's over by the end of the first quarter, and it got ugly on screen or on the grounds and in the crowd. Your choice. Feel free to discuss this. That's just my that's just my counter offer. Anybody else have another idea? This is communal storytelling. Like let's communal storytell. Let's go.
I think Brad's just like immediately getting like himself acquainted with the teams.
Yep.
Or not like the
The
teams. but
colors,
the-
yeah, it's
Yeah.
real easy. Like they're like orange and white and blue and gold, right?
Yeah.
There's only two groups.
So-
Yeah,
So he gravitates over to the blue and gold group because his hair,
yeah.
and he's like, "Yeah, teams, what's going on, man? Yeah!" I just starts dancing.
And yeah, they're all dressed like college students, but instead of being 20, they're all 35. So Brad, you fit right in. The other two, what do you do to engage in this scene? Did I do the Act 2 thing, or if I didn't, Act 2?
Yeah.
I have a card to play.
Excellent.
It's called We've Got to Pull a Con,
Yep.
which
Tho-
is recall a
Y-
con. Or-
Yes.
Am I reading it out loud? Like,
Yes, please. I was just going
Okay.
to quickly interrupt and say, Griffin, you played a card, right?
yeah,
Or- yeah.
I played
Please, can you drag it out onto the screen?
Oh.
Just so you remember that. Yeah.
Okay, there.
Perfect. There you go. So, Linares. A card.
recall a con that would help in this situation and name it.
Yep.
Boost the die on all scenes related to the con. Discreetly let the team know, and they too can benefit.
Okay.
I just discreetly let you know, I guess.
But what was the
Um,
con?
Yep.
Flat
The
out
con-
greatly.
The
Just
con
greatly, fellas.
that I'm recalling is the con where a bunch of people, as like a prank,
hmm
took a huge statue and moved it like 50 feet to the side.
Okay.
Like, so they took this heavy, I don't know, like 75-kilogram statue
Yep.
and figured out how to move it over, a distance.
Okay.
That, and like as a practical joke, like just relocated it
Yeah.
over
So-
there.
So how did they do that? And how does that
Um,
help you here?
So they did it. It helps. It will help us figure out how to move this heavy ass
Yes.
keystone.
Yep.
I'm not sure how they did it.
Lubricant and a trail like a slug?
Just
You
lots
slide
and
it?
lots,
You just
epic
lots and
amounts
lots.
of lube.
Yeah.
They raided a frat house.
Yes. Yes. They were nearly killed by
Um,
the fumes from the alcohol, but they made it out alive.
And or that and like the logs that
Oh,
you
the law. Oh, there you go. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. 4 of them around the statue with ropes on it to steady it. A couple of them to just kind of push it down the logs. And
Clearly,
and
engineering
the-
students were involved.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
obviously.
Easy.
The
Easy.
engineering
So that was the
department,
con.
yeah.
So perfect. What about where in a football stadium? And this is a question for everybody. Where in a football stadium are you going to find a bunch of things you can use as logs?
That's easy.
Flagpoles?
It's gonna be in the equipment room. It's the tackle. The
The dummy
Wow.
thing.
The markers,
no
the sticks.
That I was thinking something a little bit wider, but yeah. But no, the tackle dummies.
Oh, those. Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
it could work.
Okay.
Griff can appreciate the previous caper, but he's got some ideas that might not involve lube and log rolling.
Either of those. If either of
we'll see how
those
that
come up,
goes.
or you can fake either of those, I will give you absolutely positively. You will all boost dice based on that scene
Nice.
when you get to the Steely part at the end. So I'm sorry. Well, I have to jump back a second. What was the critical piece of information that we decided that Griff knew?
Oh, I think we just went with the safety issue.
The blowout.
Overpack safety. Okay.
Yeah, overpacked and safety issue.
Right,
Yeah, so it's a
okay.
huge blowout, overpacked stadium, and they're worried that certain arches
Fair
and
enough.
stands might collapse.
Okay. And the con is
The
logs.
statue slider.
Logs or lube. That's the name of the con. Because actually, no, I can't name it. You have to name it. It's your con. You have to tell us. It's recall the
Oh,
con
what's-
and name it. So what was it called?
logs or lube.
Okay, that's what I. Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
amazing. That's yeah, cool.
See now, if you could have gone with the statue was a statue of Castro, and you could have called it Castro Glide. But long as
This
it
is
works.
Connecticut.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
No,
fair.
no. It was a culinary arts school, Gastroglide.
Castro Glide. There you go.
Every time you
Famous
squirt
chef.
more of it on the ground, somebody looks at you and goes, "Okay, why?"
A statue of Julia Childs.
Yep. Yeah. We're just
Castro
stealing
Glide?
this. Yeah. Okay. That's the name of the
So-
con. So, with that, you are still right at the edge of this huge party. It's cloudy as hell. What do you do?
Griff is going to let his team know surreptitiously that he's actually going to go find the facilities and maintenance office.
Okay.
Rad's gonna start the distraction. There's already a football game going on, but what if all of his new buddies, all of his new chooms, decided to steal the capstones in one of the arches? Just
So you're gonna pick. You can lie to 2 people at a time, right?
I can lie to 2 people at a time,
Okay.
but I can also use.
You can just try and be charming.
This
too,
is in
right?
my wheelhouse.
Okay.
Because of Brad's reputation, or his 30th century or whatever 35th century reputation
Your
as a professional
core
prankster.
nature. Yeah. Okay.
His core nature is sowing
If you can
chaos.
Justify that success in the scene. You just succeed. Okay.
Yeah. So
Sure.
he's going
You have
to
turned this into essentially a gigantic frat prank.
Yep.
Every
15
no
years, these guys are-
keystone of in anywhere in this stadium is now safe. People who have been drinking for 15 years are on a mission. Wow, Brad. That is in your wheelhouse. All right, everybody else had to go. It's my turn. I'm playing my first twist. You see, up on the edge of the stadium, mounted around the both ends, fireworks. And you realize if anybody scores a touchdown, they're going to go off, creating many, many, many points of light and many, many, many shadows. Brad, you didn't have to lie, so nobody's had to roll anything. So what do you do with that information?
Griff is still going to facilities and maintenance.
Yep.
But he will mention maybe somebody wants to find the events coordinator and convince them that because of the structural issues that have been found, the fireworks going off may be a little too
Okay.
dangerous.
Oh, I like that. That's a scene all by itself. So you head off to find them, and will do so because it's narratively appropriate. Brad, what were you doing?
We were
Pardon
kind
my short-term memory loss.
of
Can't imagine why.
convinced the crowd that we were
Right,
going
start
to
to fight. But you
start-
already,
start
so
caper.
or start the.
caper. So we were going to
start
head
the-
to the
I mean, let's be clear. It's vandalism. That's the word I'm looking for.
gross
Yeah.
vandalism.
Gross vandalism. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're
and
gonna
you've
they're gonna have to
that's
invent
happening.
charges to explain what's about to happen. here.
Jesus. Okay.
General
Linares.
mayhem.
Linares, you see a small gang dressed in blue and gold form up roughly like a peasant army and start to force their way past all the cars heading towards the stadium going, Arch, 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 Arch. Some of them start at conga. Arch, 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 Arch. 15 years.
No liver damage.
Can we see, like, can we be inside the stadium or?
Very, very quickly,
Like-
you can. Is that where you're headed?
Yeah.
What part of the
Okay,
stadium
yeah.
are you heading to? Because one of your cohorts is buggered off down the side of the stadium looking for the maintenance office, and the other one is leading the
The
arch
distraction.
squad. So you're kind of all by yourself at the edge of this
Well-
massive party. Yeah.
Remind me.
Mhm.
Remind me how the sundial. It's if shadows move around it, right?
Yes,
Um.
it is in fact. I will show you. I have a
Linares?
picture. If you would like to go into Roll20 and into your journals, it is called a hemicyclium sundial. And I'm going to show the crowd for a second. The crowd. All of the people. It's not a flat sundial. It's literally a hemisphere. It's hollow and there's a little arm that sticks out over it. And
Diving
as
board.
the sun moves, it moves it around the inside of that circle, which gets rid of, when you flatten that out, you have to make each hour wider than the one before. But if it's a hemisphere, they're all exactly the same width. So that chunk of rock you can see turned the other way up is the keystone of an arch.
So one of the things they usually do before a football game, and I know this from going to college in Alabama, is that they like make sure that all the lines and stuff are like repainted and bright and shiny.
Yep.
So I'm gonna grab one of those little paint sprayer things.
Yep.
And I'm gonna join that conga line and get ready to like paint over that arm so that
Oh,
no shadow can be cast on the rock because it'll be painted over.
It's very smart. I knew this was going to be yeah. Oh, I like this. I like this a lot. So you're you're going to sneak in with the right, perfect, moving. Yeah, paint.
Well, I mean, I'm just like
So are you gonna? Yeah, are you gonna paint? Just to be clear, are you gonna paint the rod or the inside of the bowl?
I said arm, but I said that in error. So I'm
Yeah.
going to be painting the actual
Just
bowl.
yeah, I wanted to be clear because painting the arm doesn't mean it doesn't cast a shadow. But so
Right.
yeah, but if you painted the inside of the bowl, then the shadow can't
Cast the
get to
shadow
the
in a
rock.
different
And
color.
yes, absolutely. So
Painting the bowl.
Yeah.
We're painting the roses red over here.
that's the plan. You're gonna sneak in and try that. So it's gonna take you a little while to get there, obviously,
I'm
because
gonna
we're not at
probably
Act
do
3
it
yet, but we're
with
close.
the party.
Yeah, you're just going in exactly. Yeah, we're gonna work this all together. So this is gonna be a real quick night. And I love it. The idea of being able to get one of these done, like, bam! I love this. This is graphic novel speed, right? So let's go.
Is it
Griff.
supposed to take longer?
According to the book, it should take 3 to 4 hours to do an adventure without a prequel and without any farting about. But we include both of those and still get done in less than 2 hours.
We're probably missing like 36 rules, but hey,
No, that's the weird part is we're not. It's make scene, resolve scene, make scene, resolve scene. We've actually made efforts to add more role play into this. The options are not always there because it's easy to just get into this tangle of I do this, and we're out because
Yeah.
it just turns into a big theft, right? So with all of that in play, because we got two people that talk to people tonight, Griff, let's start with you. You talk to some people, you grease some palms with some fake 2023 money that's so good that nobody's ever going to know it's not real. You're at the office door. What do you do?
Oh, of course, straighten the lapel, straighten
Yeah.
the tie, get everything,
Mhm.
dig into my wallet, grab my Omni tool, flip through until I've got a passable buildings inspector's license.
Yep.
In there. Then we're just gonna knock on the door.
You hear, fuck off, Gary, I'm working.
Click. Creak.
I said,
Unless it's
oh
locked.
shit, who the hell are you?
Hello there. I'm Kip Williams, building inspector.
That hurt, but I recovered. Yeah, Kip Williams. Why do I get the idea that you're going to be more than a minor inconvenience? What do you need? What are you here for?
Well,
Two can play this game.
oh yeah, two can play this game. Well, I was actually contacted because there were concerns, given the nature of the game, that there were going to be possible architectural failures in the stands, in some of the tunnels and arches,
Oh.
and of course, I gave my timetable for them, how much time I needed with access to make sure that this wasn't going to be a problem. And you know how much of that they listened to? Fuck all, that's right. So
He opens the drawer and pulls out a Pepto, like the big
Yeah.
family size one, and spins off the top and throws it in the corner. You watch the Adam's apple bob about 4 times, and he puts it down. Oh, it's not going to last till tomorrow, is it?
no.
It's not. It's going to come crashing down today, and I'm right underneath it. I could give a flying rat's ass for the.
Yeah, but here's the good thing. If we
Oh,
can
yep.
prop up, I've identified 2 tunnels. If we can prop them up,
Okay.
we can get through this without any other major collapse. It will need a full retrofitting after the game. I mean, there's going to
Yeah,
be a lot of
yeah,
work,
yeah,
but we
yeah.
can get through it. I just
Yeah.
need you to grab a couple people. I don't care who. They need to be big. Need a lift because we've got to get keystones.
Okay.
We got to place supports and get keystones.
Are you going to lie, or are you just going to try and use one of your traits or skills?
In this case, I'm going to use my storytelling
Okay.
skill. I'm very good at
You're
storytelling
very
and deception.
Good. So that's a D10. And yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just good. I didn't take it twice.
Oh,
or
okay.
anything,
So that's a D8. But you studied for this test.
Yep.
So you have a piece of information. We're going to give you, what we'll do is give you a harmony for that. So instead of rolling 1D8, you'll roll 2D8s.
Okay.
And he knows, I mean, it's an old stadium, so he knows this is the case. So we're going to call this, I mean, you're asking him to do this during a game that's going to be over in a couple hours. So let's make this an average roll. So 3 or 4 is your hurdle. Rolling 2D8s.
I got a 11.
Just the higher of the two.
Oh, just the higher
Yeah.
of the two. 8.
8, a full 8. Okay, so that's a double. He reaches again and has another big drink, puts it back down, opens another drawer, pulls out the rye and fills up the bottle of Pepto, puts his thumb on it and gives it, and it's like he's just watching him trying to hold it down.
Oh my god.
And he looks, he
Oh,
says,
yeah.
"Do whatever you want, Larry, Gary." I know. Oh, and 2 guys show up behind you. They look like Daryl and your other brother Daryl, right? They're
Yeah.
just generics, but they are absolutely standing there, just blank and willing to follow your. He says, "Follow
Kip.
Kip." That was it. I almost called you Harry. Follow Kip, and close the door. And you see him reach for his bottle, his
He's
Pepto
going to
rye.
close the door, and part of him, for a moment inside, Griff's just like, I wonder if he's actually the one who's going to commit murder. It seems like he's right about there. Yeah, either way, close it. He's like, all right, you two, with me. We need something that's able to hold at least 200 pounds. Hopefully, something wheeled to convey
Larry.
it,
Oh,
like a cart
like a
or
cart.
something.
Okay.
Like a cart. All right, so somebody get me one of those carts, and we're gonna need some sort of braces, and not teeth braces, like
Like,
floor to
like
ceiling
No, of course
posts.
not. Like suspenders. I mean, I'm not an idiot.
like posts, like girders or
Oh.
something to hold up.
Oh,
like if the
bracing.
arches, yeah, bracing. Yes,
We got some of those. I don't know what they're called.
I don't care what they're called. Grab a bunch of them, put them on the cart.
From inside,
then
you hear
follow
glug,
me.
glug, glug. They're called braces, you asshole. And yeah. So eventually you get the two of them moving in the right direction. Wow. Okay. You're going to that arch and you're going to try and get them to like take the pressure off the keystone that's causing the
Yes.
whole thing to collapse, allowing you to steal the keystone. Excellent. You're on your way. Brad. Somehow you're at the start of the conga line when you get to
That's not the
security.
start of the cockpit.
But this is a drunken 15-year party conga line. So there's one at the front, then there's two people holding your waist, then there's like two people holding each of their waist. It's like a Schiltron, the Scottish attack formation, basically.
Flying V.
It is essentially, but it's full. And then
The drunken V.
yeah, and in my head, Linares, you're sort of at the back. You're like the stem on the arrow, the shaft on the arrowhead, sort of following behind this as they head for security. Brad, you picked the one place. This is my second twist of the night. You see him as you walk up. The head of security at this door. This dude's for real. This is like an ex-cop or something. And they stand in front of you and just drop their arms like they're going to stand up to the whole Schiltron. What do you do? Behind you, the
Well-
volume goes down slightly. It's like dun 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 dun.
It turns into like tension music.
Yeah, they're all
Dun,
waiting
dun,
to see
dun,
what
dun.
you're gonna do. They're drunk, but
Um,
you're in charge.
I am going to lie to the cop
Okay.
and tell him that we are the new pre-game entertainment. We're heading
Okay.
out into the field.
So you are the pre-game entertainment that's coming through the front door
From the front door.
once the game's almost about to start. This is good, and it's a cop.
And it's a cop.
Okay.
Pre-game
And
entertainment.
what skill are you using?
I'm gonna lie.
Okay, so that's a D8. I'm going to give you harmony, another D8, because technically it's like if there's a tool you can use to make it better. Oh, there you go. That's not the tool I was imagining, but the tool I'm imagining is your entire Schiltron of partygoers behind you, all dressed
Well,
the same, all partying, and all in a triangle.
And I've
Uh,
also got the skills for deception, sowing confusion.
Okay. Perfect, because this is a very hard skill. This is a 7 or an 8. You're going to need to almost succeed, but you get 4 D8s.
Okay. Okay.
Sure. I love this. Make it hard, but give them lots of chances to succeed. 4 D8s. The best you can do is almost succeed.
Oh, that's an 8.
Okay, you got the 8. All right.
Yep.
So he's the
Can I play a card?
yes, you can. Oh, I know. I
is
think
that-
I know which one you got too.
The 8 is an almost, right?
Yes. Yep.
I'm gonna turn that into a success.
Hurrah! I was hoping somebody had that.
I'm
better
better
than-
than you think.
Yep. Turn any failure into an almost and
Failure into an almost or
or-
almost into a success.
So
I just imagine a Linares in the back going, "It's legit, bro."
yeah, from way at the back, you just
Pinky promise.
Sources trust me.
see in
No,
my
she's
head.
like totally going like
Yeah.
the arms out and like shaking her chest, like
Yeah.
party.
Ooh, yeah, just yeah, and so yeah, perfect. So he looks at you, Brad, and he says, "There is no way that you were ever going to." And
As we go past.
yeah, well, First, he's distracted by Linares' display of joyful exuberance. And then the split second that he breaks eye contact with you, I'm assuming the Shiltron starts to move, and then he just gets shoved out of the way, right? So
Yeah, the second his resolve is broken for just a fraction of
Yeah,
a second, we're
yeah.
moving.
say, wow, she's very excited. Well, oh, here they come. Yeah, bam, out of the way. The other security just step out of the way. A couple of them, one of them actually looks around and starts undoing his security shirt, pulls it off, and he's wearing blue and gold. And he jumps onto the back and dun, 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 dun. He looks at his buddy on the way by and says, I couldn't afford to get in. Dun, 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 dun. And they party their way into the building. Ah. So the two of you are inside. You're inside. Wow. It is time for Act 3. Boom. Stinger, 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 stinger. Lasts for 5 seconds. With that, I don't see very many cards up there. Get ready to play the rest of them, and we're going to change the page for you guys over to Act 3.
Beltrez.
Things are getting serious. It's all gone red in the
Oh.
background. Remember the
Yeah.
things that you've already played because they're staying on the other page. With that,
And all of our dies are boosted.
everything goes up one. So if you were rolling D8s before, you're rolling D10s. If you were rolling D10s, you're rolling D12s. Stack them and rack them because this is it. This is the big thing. This is all there is. Let's cut back to Griff. You come back inside. You're in that tunnel, the long straight tunnel ahead of you. Way at the end of it, you can see the inside of the stone arch. You've got thick 1 and thick 2 with you. They're carrying the braces. It's taken you a while to get here because every time they get to a door, they have it sideways and run into it like a dog trying to bring a stick through the gate. And you have to, and then to point down and go through like a spear. Yeah.
Yep.
Every single
They
time.
work here. They're not students.
Well, on the way, if you can tap like some burly security or something,
Oh yeah.
Griff will definitely be doing just like he needs a couple muscle guys because Griff is in shape, but that sort of work is for people who can't talk their way out of it.
Absolutely. You're already, I don't even need a lie for this because you're already obviously in command. So when you point to security and say, come with me, they're like, yeah, sure, I get to see the game.
Yep.
And they follow you down the tunnel. So you get to that point. What is your intent? Because this is a little bit of scene here.
My intent is to place the braces, get the keystone down
Okay.
with as little damage as possible, load it onto the cart,
Okay.
and then cart it out of the building.
So the idea is to brace the 2 stones on either side of the keystone and lift
Yes.
up a little bit so you can take it out. Okay.
Yep.
So-
And I have something to play on this too, actually.
Okay.
A card.
Yeah.
There it is. Can I move it out here? Revelation Act 3 only. As a
Yes.
schemer, I can change the identity of a NPC.
Yes,
and one of the
you
2
can.
Tweedles who are with
Yes,
me,
yeah.
while not the brightest bulb when it comes to most things, is actually something of an ancient construction savant. It really
Ah.
interests him. He really loves how they used to build things, castles, moats, all of that.
Yes.
And
Okay.
so at the best moment, he's going to be the one to say, oh, you just need to do this and this, and you can pull
Yes.
it out safely.
Yes, suddenly out of nowhere. The Romans would have put them here, here, here as well, and it would have kept the whole thing intact, allowing them to remove the keystone and without the structural integrity failing.
I love that you know that. I'm going to recommend you for a raise. But for right now, all right, let's get those posts set up and let's get us that keystone.
The other guy looks at him and says, who the fuck are you? And they go to start setting up what your instructions. The other 2 of you, I don't want this to be the same tunnel because I want this to be
It could be the marching band tunnel.
yes, I got there the same place, same time you did. Yes. Brad, you're right at the front. You can see it, the inevitability of all of this. Your Shiltron starts to get squozed as it gets into the tunnel, right? Because you got to get into this narrow tunnel to get through and out into the stadium. So they're getting kind of squoozed in on the side, and it's getting kind of tense in there. But it's like infinite pressure from behind, right? You can't stop. And you're coming up rapidly on the tubas, because they always keep the tubas at the back. Yeah, you're coming up rapidly on the back of some the band in an archway.
And you don't want
That
to fight somebody with a tuba.
speed.
No.
Yeah.
I used to be a brass hole. I know.
Linares, you are also
You don't fuck with the tubas.
in this effect. You're sort of if well, you tell me where are you now in this flow of humanity?
Can I crowd surf it?
Yes.
Can I like ask
Yes.
somebody for a boost and just be like,
Oh yeah. Party!
Let's go!
And they start walking you towards the front. For some reason, they start chanting, to the stage, to the stage. There's no stage, but it's like hardwired into their party brains. To the
Yeah.
stage, to the stage. And you're just on your way to the front.
yeah, so Linares is like crowd surfing with her little paint gun, like toward the
Just randomly dripping white paint on people. Yeah. Yep.
as she goes by, she's not going over the marching band or anything, right?
Yep.
Or is
No.
the marching band
You're not quite
participating?
there yet. Yeah, you're just
Okay.
you're just about to penetrate the band from the rear. Because the band, like you, is packed in here. They can't even, like, the tuba can't turn around in here. Never mind 4 tubas side by side. Right?
Okay.
Sounds like my band experiences. Yeah.
Yep. So, what's the
Lots of tight
plan?
Packing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rear penetration.
Big band, small places, lots of rear penetration. Yeah.
There's a World of Tanks joke in there. Let's see, what is Brad gonna do?
I mean, at some level, the physical decision has already been made. You are about to run into the band, and there is bugger all you can do about that. But, given that, what would you do?
I think what Brad's gonna try and do is he is going to steal a mascot helmet and a baton, and he's going to like charge through the band. Well, not really charge through, but make his way through the band and
You're gonna
just
try
like
to
get
lead the
everybody
band?
stoked. Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
with the mascot helmet on.
Yep. What ability? The only thing of this that I need to roll for is your ability to steal from mascots, because they're notoriously fierce beasts.
That's true.
But what skill would you use to get? All you asked for was the head and the baton. So the baton, we're gonna steal from the guy leading the band at the front. So we'll get there when we get there. But I want you to tell me what skill you're using to steal the head off of a mascot that's getting ready to go out there, just pre-game.
I'm thinking either tricky. Actually, no, a combination of tricky, fast, and running.
You're just gonna say, "Look over there." He looks over there, and you just grab his head and pull it off and run. But tell me how this works. Yeah.
Well, the idea is, they're all like wedged in and
Oh,
stuff, right?
Yep.
So, this is more. If I was an acrobatic, this would work. Shit.
Yep. Come up with a different thing.
Uh,
I can help you out, right?
Give you a second. Yeah. Okay. Linares,
Yeah.
help. Go. Tell the story.
So she's got quick-witted going on.
Yeah.
So hopefully she's like picking up on like what he's trying to do, like he's trying to take it.
Yep. Done.
And so she's going to be like, "Did they already set off the fireworks?" And like point. Did that clip out on my mic, or did
No,
you
that
guys
worked.
get
Came
that?
through. Yeah,
Okay.
we got it.
So she's gonna
So-
try to distract them with quick-witted and deception. Like,
Okay. So.
look over
fireworks?
there.
Well, perfect, because I'll add to that. I like this. You can see as the sun is setting now, you can see the outline of the fireworks along the edge of the stadium. They're not going off because they've been shut off, but you guys wouldn't know that because you haven't nobody's made a phone call yet. But as you yell about that, people look up and see that, and in the distance, there's a couple of conveniently timed flashes of lightning that look like it might be fireworks. Therefore, the drunken people in the stadium start to argue. It was fireworks. It was lightning. It was fireworks. It was lightning. I kill you. And yeah,
Oh,
yeah. There's it's like the internet. Drunken 100,000 drunken teenagers is basically like the internet. So, slightly post teenagers. Anyway, it's no worse than any other football game. It's just some physical violence in the crowd to go along with what's about to happen on the field. So you start the distraction with that. That absolutely works. The mascot starts screaming because you're doing this to give advantage or give an extra roll to that. What is your deception roll? Are you good at it or very good?
I'm good at it.
Okay, so that's a D8. So we're going to
Same
add a
with
D8.
quick-witted.
We're going to add a D8 to Brad's roll upcoming. Brad, you hear the just as you're sneaking up on the mascot, you hear them say, "They better not be turning on the fireworks. That's supposed to be timed to my entrance. I paid for some of those fireworks." And he starts to turn around to, "Where's my agent?" And she's slightly distracted, which is what's going to give you the extra D8.
D10.
Right, because everything's bumped. Everything. You're right. Absolutely, everything's boosted. So this is a D10. And what skill were you using? It's another. Would have been a D8, but it's a D10, right? I'm only going to give you one skill this time. We gave you 4 skills last time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with specifically.
Yeah.
Sowing confusion.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna tell him that he got replaced by the other guy.
Oh, they're letting the other mascot do the show?
Yeah.
Oh. And you're just, you're not going to lie to him, right? You're just going to try and
Yeah.
using your skill. Okay. 2 D10s. Difficulty. Oh, he's really shallow and vain. I want this to work so well. This is only going to be average, 3 to 4.
Okay.
So 2 D10s versus a 3 to 4. As soon as you say it, he's, "I fucking knew it." What did you roll?
I rolled an 8, and I did it with style.
Oh, turn it into a success. It was already a success. Anne,
Oh, it was
actually.
already a
Yeah,
success.
so keep that. Well, because we're in the last scene and we're trying to burn through cards,
Yeah.
leave it out there because we're going to do a success and. 'Cause
And.
why not? He yells that, turns around, says, "Son of a bitch," pulls off the big hat that he's like the mascot head, and throws it on the floor, and he turns around to storm us away, screaming for his agent. It bounces off the floor. You don't even have to reach. It like hits you in the hands. Boof. You plunk it on just as you hit the back of the band. You hear the tubas going, "Oh, we're going," and they start. I did trombones. Never mind. They do the boom, 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 boom. The trombones start. The band starts moving with the. Yeah. It's the orange and white band being shoved out of an arch by the blue and gold fans, led by the blue and gold mascot. As you burst forth out of it, now I'm going to need one more roll. No, I don't, because we only did 1 roll per scene, and you succeeded. As you burst out, you work your way through the band, just as the mascot, and they're all like, "Hey, this is new, but we're good to go." You get all the way up to the front. You just grab the thing from the conductor, the big long thing from the conductor,
baton.
and they just bow out like, "Sure, what the hell," and step aside.
Yeah. 15 years drunk, he doesn't care.
And so the blue and gold, just the head of the mascot on Brad Nova's shiny leather clothes with the baton, leads the band out, the yellow and, the orange and white band out onto the field. Lavaris. What are you adding to this fun? Because you get to add to the story because you added to the dice. So do the fireworks now go off? Does a thunderstorm start? What happens?
We're going to have I do want the thunderstorms to start.
Okay. Yeah.
It in the middle of this brawl that's starting and this crush of people.
Yeah.
It's gonna start pouring down,
Pouring rain. Perfect. Oh, I love this. Because,
we're in Connecticut, right?
Yep. It's a big storm coming in up the Atlantic coast.
So it's they don't usually. Well, they do usually happen during football season. It's one of the freaking nor'easters.
Yes.
It has made it to Connecticut.
Yes, it's here. Yep.
The rain is pouring. It's thundering. It's lightning.
Yep.
You can't see anymore.
Nobody can see much of
nobody
anything.
Can see.
Vision is gone. You guys know where you're going, but it's vision nil. I'm going to add to this with my third twist of the night. At this point, the lightning and the fireworks start going off. Every flash you watch as the people around you get older, 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 older. The band starts to get older and older behind you. Just tung, 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 tung. You watch the hair grow and the beards come in and the nails grow, because there's flash after flash after flash after flash going off.
Yes, there's a reason we wanted that thunderstorm to move away and not actually strike.
It's all good because this. I mean,
Well-
up until now, there has been zero aging. So this, if I'm completely honest, it was about to start anyway because we are in Act 3. This was basically going to be my turn, but you did it for me, so now I get to add a turn. So that is what blows out onto the football field through the arch. You are directly across, because that's how they got it wrong. You're directly across from the one. As you guys come out onto the field, you look up and there's construction going on under the one, and you can see the lights just flashing against the outside of the arch. It's okay, even if they all die of old age, as long as you get the arch out of here, you're fine.
I'm gonna
No,
run over
'cause-
and paint it.
Right, so you're going to run across the field, climb up the other side, and paint it. Okay, gotcha. What are the other two doing?
Griff, not knowing that this painting thing is going to happen,
Yep.
takes his jacket off and puts it over the keystone.
Leaps up and covers. Okay, cover it,
He like
paint it.
puts his jacket over it, and then Linares is like, I got it.
Yeah.
No!
So you're going to cover it, you're going to paint it, and Brad, what are you doing? We're going to get you there. This is
Brad's
the big finish,
like,
right?
that's the one, Dooms. That's the arch. We gotta take it now, man.
We're already taking it
Right.
down.
And they look
Fuck
over
I
off,
can't
there.
hear
you
you.
beatniks.
Behind
I
you,
can't
you
hear
hear
you over the lightning.
Brad.
thunder.
You hear arch, 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 arch. They suddenly remember what they're doing, and everything with a round top starts coming apart in this stadium. They're taking away the arch you're coming under. They're taking away the arch over there. Anything round, they find out the underneath
they're
of the
all
chairs are like
old.
this. They're pulling those out too. Mini arch, mini arch, mini arch.
McDonald's has been ransacked.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're inside
Golden
McDonald's.
Arch.
Yeah, golden arch, golden arch, golden arch. Yep.
have-
Yeah.
I have one thing.
Yes, please go.
So my little side quest or my
Yes.
side goal,
Yes.
is to like collect.
Yep.
She collects like rare and
Yep.
extinct like specimens and stuff. So she's going to collect some of the clover from the football field,
Okay. Yep.
like
Yep.
and like nab like a whole like handful of it and like stick it in her pocket.
Perfect.
Well, hopefully, Griff is counting on them not noticing the arch that's under a
Yep.
now painted
Yeah.
Savile
Oh,
Row.
not quite yet. No,
fitted
that's right. We didn't.
jackets.
That's your plan. So yeah, you jump up and cover the arch. As you do, you look around and you can see the lightning still flashing. The fireworks are still flashing. Your jacket's got like a 90% blockage effect. So there's still, every time it flashes, instead of a year, they're losing, sort of a week at a time. And then Lavaris runs up and just paints the inside of this priceless artifact.
You're
with
combining two characters.
Lavaris? Is that what I did? Yeah, Lavaris? Linares, that's it. Yeah. Lavari, that's the other game. Sorry. I do that a lot. Anyway,
Oh, it's just really funny.
Linares.
It's the curse of the same letter.
Yes.
Yeah.
The same letter
Linares
names.
rushes up and paints it, while Nova leads the party on every other part of this stadium. The stadium is coming apart in every single way around you. As the piece comes loose, the keystone comes loose and drops down, the smart one, Tweedle, not quite so dumb, this is the turn, plops it onto the cart, looks at you for a second and says, "Nice working with you," grabs the handle of the cart and bolts.
Yeah, he's not getting that far.
No, I'm sure he
Um,
isn't, but he's trying to steal the cart, the thing.
All right, I'm going
How
to
many-
scan him with my power.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it? Well, I guess I can't tell if he's a liar or not yet.
Nope.
So, what his name was that Gary or Larry?
Let's make this Larry.
All right. Well, then we're gonna go. It's worth a shot. Larry, don't run. Remember your hernias.
Okay.
Your
Yeah.
gout.
That's average. Yeah, 3 to 4 is going to be that. So yeah, you're lying is to roll a d8.
D10 because we're boosted.
Oh, d10 because you're boosted. Yep,
9.
9. That's a
9.
success, and he kind of slows down.
Oh, we're back.
Yeah, he slows down. It's, oh yeah, that and my back's bad, and I don't really know why I'm stealing this anyway. I mean, you guys get paint all over it. It's ruined.
Yeah, well, we'll have to deal with that later. Right now, safety first, and Chris is going to kind of take the cart and
Yeah.
scoodle on out.
So the three of you.
I have the
Yep.
keystone
Yeah.
and a painted jacket. I'm thrilled about exactly one of these two things.
You can get a brand new jacket as soon as you get back to the ship.
Yeah,
But for the purposes of this, the three of you heave the cart through this. I mean, I got to paint a little exit picture here. 100,000 students, 15
They're
years.
60s.
There's a riot going on. The first person that tore down an arch, everybody else went, good idea. And now they're all just wrecking this stadium. It's coming apart stone by stone, seat by seat. People are cutting up chunks of the field and saying, like, you're going to be able to tell your grandkids you were here the day this happened. Ah! The players are fighting. It's just mayhem. As you head down this hallway, there's people trying to flood past you to flee, but the storm hits in all of its fury, and the lightning and the pouring rain as you burst out of the stadium. The entire car park that's had this huge party in it, all those empties are floating away in the rain. All the stink, all the garbage, all the grease from all those burgers, all that exhaust, it's all being washed away by this torrential downpour. It makes it easier to skid this cart across the lot. As you turn back, you're meters away from getting away. Is there anything you'd like to do before you leave? As you watch the stadium, as improbable as this sounds, burst into flames.
Can I add? I kind of
Yes.
want to add like insult to injury.
Please do. It all
to,
goes away, so you can be as much of
what's
a
his-
jerk as you like. Yeah.
Well,
What do
the
you do?
guy that tried to steal the art or
Okay,
the
yep.
keystone.
Larry, yep.
Like, yeah, I kind of want to add on this card to
Please do,
that
yes.
success. It's a success and
Okay, yeah.
or whatever.
Okay, so what
Because
does
I
that,
haven't,
what does that
and
look
I
like
do
then?
it with style.
Yep.
He like pops a new hernia,
Yeah,
and, like,
on the other side. Oh,
and like when he goes down,
Yeah.
like he actually like pushes the cart, like, so it's super
Oh.
easy to get out,
perfect. He
and we
gives you the
basically
boost.
can like surf on the way out.
Oh, beautiful. No, that's much better. Much better. So that's me backing up. That happens. You three just jump onto the cart.
Oh,
Like one of you steering, like the little wagon.
Brad
Yep.
gets to them
Yep.
by using his smoke bomb,
Oh yes, of course.
and then when the smoke clears,
Where does the smoke come from, Brad?
so Brad turns to one of the rioters. He's like, "Hey man, you want to see something really cool?"
Oh, I know this
Oh,
one.
my
I know this one. And he covers his nose and pulls your finger.
And,
And you
when
hear,
smoke-
wow, that's raunchy, Matt. Wow, that's way worse than my granddad. Oh, my eyes. Oh, and my mouth was open. You bastard. And he stumbles away.
when the smoke clears, he's actually got the head and the baton in his hand,
Yep.
so everybody thinks he's me.
Whereupon he is deluged by the orange and white fans. Kill it, kill it, kill it. He did this.
Does anyone have any
And then
cards they can burn?
Yep. You got 2 cards left, I see.
I have reroll an action and boost the die. We
Yeah,
we
and I have
fucking
discard
passed.
one injury die from yourself or a
Okay.
teammate. None of us got hurt, so I can't.
All right. So, on the way out, one of you is injured.
Oh,
What was the
oh,
other
no,
card?
Shake it off.
What was the other card? Yeah. Quick.
Uh,
This was
Reroll the
ridiculous. There's
action
no way you
boost.
guys aren't getting maximum things for this.
Reroll the action boost the die.
Okay. Athletic masks and tight pants. Excellent. You're steering the cart, Brad, with style as you ride this route. Give us a roll for what skill have you got that would allow you to steer an oversized child's cart with a large painted stone in it? It doesn't
My
matter
side
because you're
goal-
going to get to re-roll it. What's your
I
side
was
goal?
going to
Yeah.
say my side goal look impressive.
Look impressive. That works for me. Absolutely.
And my
Uh,
side goal was be convincing, so
Be
definitely
convincing.
got that one.
Okay, so 2d8s against a. I mean,
2d10.
you're standing up. Sorry, 2d10s against very hard because you're trying to do this with style. You're not just trying to do this. So 7, 8.
That's 5.
Okay,
Oh,
so
so-
then you play the card,
Reroll,
reroll an
boost
action,
these.
and boost the die. So now they're
Could be
12s.
12s.
Hey, that's a 12.
Hey, look at that.
There you go.
Which is not quite double, but still, yeah. There's a as you go. Oh, you hit one of the curbs, you know, in the parking lots. You've been skipping between them, but you just hit one of the and you all kind of go in the air for a second and then land back. Oh, Calvin and Hobbes sort of moment, where you have the
Yes.
deep philosophical conversation whilst flying through the air. You land at the edge of the park and skid out onto the grass. And vroom, you're gone. You're back in the ship.
Brad's still in that pose.
Yeah.
So he's sitting on a chair, just like,
And Griff is holding up his besmirched jacket.
He sitting
I don't know what happened.
Recycle that.
sitting on the table is the devil, and he's got he's in his fingers. He's waving a piece of cheese above the two mice, and the white mouse is like not looking. Like, I refuse to play this game. They're watching you come back in. The other one's like like a dog.
Is the
that's-
other-
yeah.
Is the other one all better?
No, it's every bit as messed up as he was when you left. Don't worry, they're only holographic representations of her AI. No real mice were injured during the faking of this film. But you walk in and he's doing that, and he kind of drops the cheese towards them, and they both sort of the little one sort of leaps on it and then realizes that he's a hologram. He's not really there. He can't really get the real cheese. The devil, for lack of a better phrase, looks over at you and says, oh, particularly well done on that one. It's too bad only the 4 of us will remember it.
Not for
Ah.
me.
who won the game?
The stadium.
Let's just say history won.
Okay.
But,
Ah, yes, the good old University of Connecticut historians. Odd name for a football team, but it's Connecticut.
Oh, that's actually so Connecticut, though.
Yeah, yeah.
it turns out that they've, we cheated. The Aberdant, that is, not me. I should let you in on this, I guess. I'll have to tell the others once they're back. We're playing a little game. I bet them, my consciousness, that they can't stop me without lying. They've cheated twice already. If they do it again, I win. So thank you for helping me.
Mhm. Well, it's better than cryo sleep. So, if you need me again, you know where to find me. Unless I don't want to be found.
Of course, that's randomly generated number. Right, I remember.
Yeah.
So, they look at the other 3 of you. What do you think of Earth, circa 2023?
They're really excitable, June.
I meant more, do you think they're worth saving?
I mean, don't we have to save them if we want to still be here?
Yes, in the long run. But it
Well
takes
then.
time for change to ripple. you'd probably have 2 or 3 years.
Yes. The whole reason I was in cryo sleep, of course, was because 2 or 3 years isn't enough to do everything that I want to do. So yes, we're going to save them. Worth it or not, I'm not giving up another 50 years, 100 years for 2 or 3 years and not going back there.
All right then. Griff, is it? You earned
Yeah,
a
you
name.
can call me Griff.
You earned a name. What the hell? We will be calling you again, I'm sure. The others as well. That was, that one was special. And there's sort of a grin as he starts to fade. I do another call out. The grin stays.
Nice.
Griff's gonna
Dink, dink.
poke at the teeth. Tink, tink.
Dink, dink, dink.
That's just... It's a little disturbing, even for somebody with nanites.
And then, like an old tube TV shutting off that goes all the way down to the point of light, and
Yep.
then shuts off.
You click.
Yeah.
Yep.
And with that, the three of you look around, and outside the office, you can hear people moving. The ship is alive again. Everybody's back. Everything's back to normal. You look at the table. There's now only one mouse on the table. The little sickly one is gone altogether. The other one looks at you and says, we've had to instigate some emergency backup measures, but I'm sure things will be absolutely fine. As always, we know you succeeded because you've returned, but we have no recollection of what actually happened and no idea as to when we might need you again.
Yeah, you'll get my bill. And Griff's going to take his besmirched suit jacket to a recycler.
Yep.
Go try and get a new one.
Get a new one. Yep, absolutely. Split second action.
Hey, old man.
Yes.
No. Griff.
Griff
She's
isn't old. Thank you very much.
she's calling to Griff. Hey, old man.
I mean, technically, you're almost 3,000
How
years old.
many? Yeah.
That's fair. Yes. Hodling? Child? Zygote? I don't know what the other side of that is, but
Do you know how to play poker?
I know how to play my era's version of poker. For all I know, your version of poker involves playing cards and clubs with nails in them.
And that conversation starts walking down the hall. Brad? Yeah.
Let me show you.
Yeah, let me show you. And yeah, the two of you head off to take it. Yeah, probably both expecting to fleece the other one for everything they're worth. Meanwhile, Brad, the two of them just walk away having this conversation about poker. What do you do? Take us out.
I think what Brad does is he goes down to where he finds a large group of people who are not liars and makes some new friends.
I was
new
gonna
friends.
say, do you create them by using your abilities, or do you actually try and be charming?
He hasn't grown that much yet.
Not yet. Okay. Yeah. It's only been two
what
episodes.
he doesn't
damn
so
it.
much. He doesn't so much.
I have to set a
He doesn't so
baseline.
much like force them, like
Yeah.
player or personal agency and stuff. He
Yeah.
just makes his jokes a little bit funnier.
Yeah.
His comments just a little bit more.
Just sort of ramp up the
Yeah.
ego a little bit. Yeah.
Exactly.
The spark in the eye, the sparkle off the teeth. Yeah,
Mhm.
gotcha. And so, with that, ping. Yes, light that goes ping. You know that's a good guy. How can I tell? He goes ping when the light hits him.
Instead of shing.
But with that, we will drop the curtain on the Celeste and this adventure this evening. Humongous thank yous are in order tonight. I'm going to start with Bison because you've been through this at least once before. So at least you had an idea what you were up against. So thank you for coming back. Thank you for bringing Brad Nova. I know he's not kind of in your comfort zone as a character, and I appreciate the
Weird
hell
fucking
out of that. I
character.
appreciate that so much. So thank you. And we will have more opportunities this season or next to have them back for even more. So thank you. Oh, the other two. Oh, wow. Gloriosa. You were, I hope I'm not spoiling anything by saying you were a little nervous before tonight because you weren't really familiar with everything, but you absolutely nailed it. You got into the idea behind the game, just bang, like, oh, I get this. And you went with the flow. Just went over the top. Like, I love just huge, great, big, monstrous ideas. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for getting into it as much as you always do. And the Bat Kyle. Oh, I love having you in games because you break all the games. So when I saw this game, I went, yeah, he has to be in this game. So I still want to get you into a Baron Munchausen game as well.
Yes.
But absolutely, I knew it was going to be wonderful today. The three of you are all game breakers, and I appreciate the hell out of that. No, that's what this game is all about. It's communal storytelling, right? So you don't have to break it; you get to write it. So that's what I love about this game, and why I'm going to be playing it for a very long time.
It's great for GMs.
So and wannabe
Every
GMs
time.
and practicing GMs and all of it. So
Yeah.
thank you to the three of you. Thank you to everybody in chat that hung in. This is a weird game to watch, I'm sure, as much as it is to play. And to everybody watching YouTube on the future, if you watched all the way to here, please hit the like button because we're going to assume you did. And hit the notification bell so we tell you when more of our stuff comes out. There's 381 videos on YouTube. 300, and by the time this goes up, it'll be
It's a lot.
383. So yeah, I can't. Yeah, it's a lot. So
Hey, thank you, Kevin.
go there and you
also,
get caught up. Oh, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And with that, the important bit. Well, one more thing. We're here 7 nights a week most of the time, scheduling permitting. If you tune in between 6 and 8 p.m. on any night and we're not here, scheduling happened. Tune in the next night. Chances are we'll be here. But now for the important bit. Before we go, until the next time that we see each other, please be nice to each other. Good night.
Night.